Hari Om.
Week.
Welcome.
This
And
is
for
your
today's practice, you're going to need a chair for Shavasana, and then you might benefit from having a couple of blocks. Now, today's practice, we're going to start standing. So we're going to find our breath here in a standing position. And do not think of taking Tadasana, just take something that feels stable and comfortable. And then give yourself a deep breath in through the nose. And then sigh it out through your mouth. You can even drop through the shoulders. And then again. And then drop it down. And then as you inhale, lift your arms up. And as you exhale, drop them down. And then do that again. And as you exhale, let them drop. And again, inhaling. Exhale. And then give yourself a moment. Let your arms relax beside your body. You can give yourself a couple of moments to recover your breath. And then bring one hand onto your belly, and you can bring one hand onto your heart. And allow yourself a few moments to connect here. To connect to your body, to connect to your heart, to become present. Breathing in fully and deeply, letting your breath be satisfying. And then we're going to do a couple of rounds, even open-mouthed ujjayi breathing. So you're going to breathe in through your nose, and as you exhale through the mouth, you're going to make the sound ha, but it's a very subtle, very gentle, it's a very quiet ha. And the breath out is long. So whenever you are ready, breathing in through the nose and breathing out, using the muscles at the base of the throat. Breathe in deeply and exhale, squeezing all the air out, the sound ha. Give yourself 2 more breaths like that. Almost like a baby dragon. One more time. And then you can let your breath move in and out naturally. Relax your arms. When you're ready, blink your eyes open. All right, you can stay where you are. I'm going to turn around so you can see my side. And now we're going to bring the feet about as wide as the hips. So, but again, still think of whatever feels comfortable for you to be able to feel steady, to feel supported, and come with a tall spine, head reaching up towards the sky. I forgot to say, maybe you want to bring your blocks in. I always forget. So you can just have the blocks there, and then you'll decide whether you need them, you want to use them. You'll see how you feel today. Maybe today you want to use them and you do the practice another day and you don't need them. All right, we're going to begin with a couple of Loka Namaskars. So when you're ready from here, bring your hands to your heart. When you're bringing the hands to the heart, remind yourself that you're bringing the sun and the moon together, the two luminaries at the heart, igniting and sparking the light within. And on an inhalation, reach the arms up. As you exhale, coming down, bowing down, folding forward. Inhale, rise up halfway, lengthen your spine, rest the hands on the shin bones or on the blocks. As you exhale, open through the back of your legs. Take another breath in. Exhale, bending forward. Find your legs, and as you inhale, sweep the arms and rise up. Finish with an exhalation, hands at the heart. Again, the sun and the moon together, coming at the heart. And again, inhaling, reaching, saluting the sun, the realm above. And as you exhale, coming down to the earth, saluting the earth. Inhaling, rising to the realm in between, where we are, where the humans are, where the beings are, shoulders back. Exhale, open through the back of the legs. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, bending forward. Inhale, sweep the arms, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhaling, reaching up, saluting the sun, and exhaling, saluting the earth. Inhaling, saluting the realm in between. Exhale, stay here. We spend most of our times here. Take another breath in. As you exhale, bend forward. Inhale, reach up, swipe. And exhale, hands to your heart. Take another breath in and out here. And now you're going to be using your Ujjayi breathing. So you're going to be using the victorious breath. Extend your arms in front of you. Take a breath in. And then find your Ujjayi breathing. Now we're breathing in and out through the nose. We're not doing what we've done at the beginning of the practice. We're doing what we've done in the live class. So breathing in and out through the nose and using the muscles at the base of the throat. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the arms to chest height and come into a chair. Using Ujjayi. Inhale, rise. And exhale. Start to find the strength through your legs. Inhaling as we rise. And exhale, sitting into that chair. Inhale, rising, using Ujjayi breath. And exhale, coming down. A few more times. Inhaling, come up. Exhale, sit down. Again, inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhale to rise. And exhale, stay. Breathe in and out, use Ujjayi. Take one more breath. And then from here, soften the muscles at the throat, bend forward, release everything down. Grab opposite elbows and gently sway side to side. Keeping the breath natural, soft, easeful. Coming back center, you can take your blocks or you have hands on the ground to frame your feet. And when you're ready, you step your right foot back and you're preparing for Anjaneyasana, a low lunge. And then when you're ready, you come up and you're not lunging forward. You are reaching back. So you can think of, having kind of like that square shape here. And then bring your hands at your heart or keep them on your front thigh. Spread through the toes of your front foot and have a good grip here. Now this pose comes from the famous Hanuman. And Hanuman is that monkey face lord. And in this tradition, he is the epitome, he is the essence of a devotee. He is the greatest devotee. So see if you can find stability here. Breathing, staying, pushing into the front foot. And as you push into the front foot, you'll find that stability. And then from here, you can lunge yourself forward. You'll see that if you keep pushing into the front foot, you don't really need to do anything about your pelvis. Your pelvis can stay here. And staying with the hands at the heart will take a couple of breaths. This is really a season or a period in time where we want to learn from Hanuman. We want to also be able to surrender and trust in the divine. He is one of the greatest devotees. So this pose is called Anjaneyasana. It is named after his mother. And there are many stories related to this, and I might tell you one. Give yourself another breath. Keep pushing into the front foot. Okay, and then from here, release your hands. You can come down onto your blocks. Now we're going to take a half split, which is a half Hanumanasana, Ardha Hanumanasana. So from here, I would like you to walk your foot forward and come onto your front heel and have your toes facing towards the face. It's okay if you have a slight bend into the knee. Now, the blocks are here to give you the support. You could potentially also be on the ground, but see how it feels for you, okay? And then allow yourself a couple of breaths here. Now, this is again a pose dedicated to Hanuman because when he was, the story is long, but the story comes from the Ramayana. Keep breathing here. open through the back of the leg. And he was searching for Sita. And Sita is Ram's beloved. And when he comes to see the ocean that separates the land and the land where Sita is, he remembers his power and he becomes a giant. And then with one leap, which is the split in yoga asana, with one leap, he crosses over the ocean and he arrives on the island of Lanka, where he finds Sita. This is Hanuman's mission. So thinking of that one big leap. The thing about Hanuman is that when he was a kid, he forgot that he has powers because he is the son of God. But he remembers his divine nature when he needs it the most. Take another breath here. Okay. And then you're going to push into your blocks. You're going to bring your foot back. Maybe you bring it a little bit closer in than where you had it before, because then from here, we are going to come up, bring your back knee up, reach the pelvis back and come into a Parshva Konasana pyramid pose. Press your back heel down. See if you can keep your spine long, and you can have a slight bend into your knee. And take a breath in, take a breath out. Keep pushing into your front foot. Another one. And then we're going to come up, and if you'd like, you can bend slightly through the front knee, push more into the front foot, and rise up into crescent moon pose, high lunge. Bring your hands at your heart if it feels comfortable and stable to do so, and press your back heel down and send your back thigh to the space behind you. You can stay here with hands at your heart. Oh. You can stay here with your hands at your heart, or if you'd like, you can extend the arms and reach the arms up towards the sky. And you give yourself another breath in and an easeful breath out. Now here in this pose, Hanuman was a baby. As I'm telling you, all of these lunges are connected to Hanuman. And when he was a baby, he saw the sun up in the sky, and he thought it's a mango. So what he did, he leaped into the sky to try to catch the mango. And that's where he got the curse of forgetting his divine nature. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, come down. Bring the hands onto the ground. We're going to step back into Parvatasana, mountain. So bring the left foot back. Give yourself a breath in. Give yourself a breath out. Open through the back of the legs. Lengthen the spine. And then as you inhale, come into plank pose. Push the earth away. Exhale, bring your knees down. Come all the way down. Untug the toes. And as you inhale, rise into your cobra. Exhale, stay. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, come down. Now from here, when you're ready, tuck your toes under and come up. Parvatasana again. A breath in. And an easeful breath out. Then look in between the hands. Walk your feet to your hands. You can also walk your hands to your feet. Arrive in a forward bend. And then from here, you're going to take your blocks again. And now we're going to go into Anjaneyasana. Stepping left foot back, left knee comes down. Squaring through the legs, push into the blocks and come up. Bring the sun and the moon together at your heart. Remind yourself of the inner illumination. And then pushing into your front foot. You're pushing into the foot. The thigh kind of draws into your hip socket. And then from here, lunging forward, continuing to push into that front foot. Take a couple of breaths here. Stable, steady. trusting, having faith in your body, your heart, your practice. Take another breath here. And then we're going to leap over the ocean. Let your hips go back. Bring the blocks and slide your leg forward. So it's slightly different than when we're reaching the hips back to extend. Now we're actually sliding the front foot forward. It's going to be a little bit higher here. You can always walk your blocks closer in depending on how the opening feels at the back of the leg. And when you walk your blocks or hands further forward, what happens is, try it and you'll see what happens. But you will feel a bigger opening through the back of the leg. And allow yourself a couple of breaths here. Sometimes we also forget about our amazing capacities. And whenever I do this pose, I like to remind myself that there are other great characters that sometimes forget their capacities and their divine essence. And this is definitely a time where we want to remind ourselves of that. Take another breath. Okay. And then from here, we're going to come out. So you can walk your blocks closer in, slide your foot in a little bit closer than where it was so that you can come up into Parshvakonasana and then walk your blocks in. So you frame your heels so your wrists are kind of in line with your shoulders. And then pressing the back heel down, still pushing into the front foot and kind of letting the thigh bone draw into the hip socket, your right hip reaching back. Allow yourself a couple of breaths here. These angles, the shape, the triangle that we're working with, it is this is actually the symbol for the element of fire. And fire is that which illuminates, but it is also responsible for the process of transformation. Now, when you're ready from here, a slight bend into your front knee, and then we're going to rise up into a crescent moon. Well, this is the translation in English anyway. Lunges have all different kind of names. So it's not going to be a deep one, but rather think about stability and steadiness. Bring the hands at your heart, staying here, or let your arms reach up towards the mango in the sky. And allow yourself a couple of breaths. You can look forward or you can look up. Continue to push into your front foot. When you're pushing into the front foot, you're letting your thigh bone come into the hip socket. And that will bring more stability through the pelvis, through the hips. Press the back out, the back thigh towards the space behind you. Take another couple of breaths here. All right. And then from here, you're going to come down. You can put the blocks to the side. Bring the hands down and step back, Paravatasana. Mountain pose. Give yourself a breath in. And the breath out. And one more. Love. And then from here, you're going to bring your knees down. You can sit back on your heels in a child's pose, or you can lie on your side with your knees curled in. You can have fists, or maybe you bring a block underneath your forehead. And you can allow yourself a couple of moments here. Maybe you're gently rocking your head side to side, massaging the forehead, the eyebrows. Okay. And then you're going to bring your head back to center if you were doing that, if you were massaging. And when you're ready, push into your hands and come up. Now, from sitting on your heels, you're going to have your hands just a little bit in front of your shoulders, about as wide as your shoulders. And then we're going to massage the top of the head. Well, you're going to massage your head from the hairline all the way to the back. So what do you do for that? You can come a little bit higher. So you come off your heels, you bring your head down, and then you start rolling towards the back. And you don't dump all of your weight onto your neck. That's why your arms are here. Try to keep your elbows pointing towards the back and give yourself a couple of massages here. Now, if you don't have any kind of, inversion practice being on your head, it will feel weird. Do it a few times. And I can do this as often as you'd like. Just trying not to put any pressure on the neck. Breathing easily. All right, and then if you haven't already come out, you can press into the hands and sit back on your heels, take a block if it's not comfortable, and coming up, allow yourself a couple of moments. Stay with that sensation that it's coming through the head. Okay. And then when you're ready, if you had your eyes closed, blink them open. And then we're going to come to lie down. You can have your Shavasana chair nearby. We're going to get there. So if you are menstruating, skip bridge pose. Maybe instead you can do a supine Baddha Konasana, holding your ankles and letting your legs go out to the side if you're menstruating, okay? If you're not menstruating, we're going to do a bridge pose, feet on the ground, feet as wide as your hips. And then with the arms extended beside your body, when you're ready, you're going to give yourself a breath in. And then with the exhalation, pressing into the earth and rolling your spine off the ground. And once you get here, you can stay here as you are. You can also interlock the fingers underneath your body. And what you're going to do, you're going to tuck your shoulders a little bit more, pushing into the feet, and then extending through the arms, trying to reach your fingers towards your heels. Well, your knuckles, sorry, because you have your hands interlocked. Allow yourself a couple of breaths. Push into the feet. Keep your legs strong. And then releasing the arms, slowly bring your spine back down. Give yourself a moment. Let your pelvis settle, soften through the belly. And then you're going to bring your legs in towards the chest, Apanasana, legs side by side. And if you were doing Supta Baddha Konasana, then also come into Apanasana, bring both of the legs in. And holding here for a moment. Try to keep your tailbone lengthening towards the space that's facing your feet. Take another breath in. And this time as you exhale, lift your head and shoulders off the ground. Make a little bowl out of yourself. And take another breath in. Exhale, release. Okay, coming into a twist, bring both of the legs to fall to the left. And then your right hip is going to come off the ground. And if your knees are pointing all the way to, the corner of your mat, see if you can bring your legs a little bit higher. And then what you're doing with the back hand, with the right hand, just rest it onto your side waist, into your pocket if you have one, into your pant leg if you have one. If not, you can just, don't interlock the fingers, just hold your hand. But do let your right shoulder and elbow relax down towards the ground. And then from here, if you'd like, you can take the twist into the neck. And a couple of breaths here. If your legs cannot relax, then you're going to take a block and bring it either in between your thighs, or you bring it onto the ground, and it's going to lift your legs off the ground. A few more breaths. And then untwist. And bring your legs to the other side. You'll see that you might have to shuffle a little bit through the hips, but that's fine. And you bring your legs down. And this time it's your left shoulder and elbow that are reaching towards the ground, but your goal is not for them to touch the ground. And then we'll stay here. If you want to take the twist into the neck, you bring the chin towards your left shoulder. A couple of breaths. Take another breath in and out. And then from here, untwisting the neck, bringing the legs back up. Then you're going to take Shavasana. So you can bring your chair in. Bring the legs up. And you can relax your hands on your belly, or maybe they're resting beside the body. If your chin is pointing towards the sky, bring something underneath your head so that the chin can come a little bit lower, making sure the back of the neck is long. And then we'll take a couple of rounds of Ujjayi breathing here before we take a pause, some rest in Shavasana. So finding the muscles at the base of the throat, beginning Ujjayi breathing, breathing in and out through the nose, and adding the sound of the victorious breath. Relax your jaw, your tongue. Let your awareness settle onto the breath, settle onto the sound of your breath. After your next exhalation, soften the muscles at the base of the throat and just abide here. Letting your whole body be utterly effortless. Your breath effortless. And just surrendering here in this moment. Just like Hanuman. He surrendered to devotion. When you're ready, take a deeper breath in through the nose. Easeful through the mouth. And with that, you can slowly start to come back. And preparing to move the body, taking whatever kind of little micro movements you need. And then when you're ready, bring your legs in towards the chest. Hold your legs side by side. Take a moment. And then you're going to turn to one side. And you can give yourself a moment here. And then when you're ready, you can come up, sit however you'd like. Bring the sun and the moon together at your heart and bring the thumbs to touch your chest. Let the illumination, the light of the luminaries to ignite the light within. When you're ready, you're going to do Om Shanti 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 Hi together. So take a breath in and out. Then inhale for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And you can let your head, the thinking mind, to surrender to that light. You can take this as an opportunity to bring that light into your head, into the mind, so that it can illuminate, so that we can always see the truth. Hari Om Tat Sat.